Alright, YouTube. Maybe we're wrong about MMAT. But we're not gonna tell you all the reasons why we are wrong in this video. We're just gonna lay out some potential upside for you guys in terms of a technical analysis. Hey, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is Diligence here. Today, this video, we're gonna talk about this ticker symbol MMAT. As usual, the daily MMAT news are back, and in the intro we said we might be wrong about MMAT, but we never mentioned that we might be wrong about GP, who is the CEO, the goggle man right here. Not the video inside of the video, but if you want to know what I'm talking about, it's the goggle man, right? Who's wearing very interesting goggles. And for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, we stand by our statement about GP and the management, but in terms of MMAT, we might be wrong. Due to the stocks has got a very cult following over the past 2 months. The followers of GP and the stock in general went up, and any other vertical channels are doing well. It seems like we're the only channel that actually made probably more returns, but actually got less subs. Cause I'm around 75% out of the hole right now, and technically speaking, I could have just waited until it went back up to $7.5 or whatever. But I would missed out on some of the very juicy, interesting Patreon plays that we've been highlighting. But anyways, we're just gonna talk about MMAT now, right? And we all know about MMAT, where fundamentals doesn't matter, and all of the technical analysis got thrown out of the window. So today we had a vote, right? We voted that basically it's a formality that voted on the Nanotech Security Corp getting acquired or merged into metamaterial. And one of the interesting thing is it's actually an indirect merger instead of a direct merger. Indirect acquire, you see. Meta will indirectly acquire all of the issues and outstanding common shares and in the authorized share structure of Nanotech for 1.25 in cash in exchange. Okay, so just for the sake of analysis and cash, let's go look at Nanotech Technologies' actual stock price. So it's about $1. So GP pays about 25% premium to acquire, so 25% goodwill. For by the podcast or webcast we covered about 2 weeks ago. They were on a webcast and talking about the revenue potential for this company. If the revenue potential for this company is true, then the 25% goodwill or 25% premium might actually not be that expensive per se. But nobody want to really talk about fundamentals or the very detailed technical analysis on the operations of this company, because if we really want to do that, we probably can post 4 different videos about that, because there are a lot of uncertainty in the banknote industry, and also there are some very interesting revenue downsides in the next few years. But let's just say it's true, okay? So how would the market react to this $1.25 cash buyout of this company, or merger, or acquisition, or what I call that? So the market reacted pretty positively, which I think is really interesting. It's it's really consistent with all of the other merger acquisition pattern, and this is counted and how the stock width and how Reddit and how investor plays and how all of the news channels are making it sounded like it's a small merger, but in reality it's just an acquisition scenario where BP is buying a new vertical, because technically, other than the goggle market, he doesn't have anything that can produce significant or real revenue. So we see a pretty much big breakout out of the 5.337, and you have a strong morning wood or green candle, but you see the deadlock from 6.37. This is a deadlock, right? In order to go through the deadlock, you need probably a little bit, at least the same amount of volume tomorrow, or a little bit higher volume. If we see a volume extend to this much volume, which is 2.1 let's see, this is 2.1 2.25 x the volume today. Then tomorrow we'll see a breakout all the way up to $7.2, which is foreseeable. So if we go and calculate our maximum upsides and downsides, let's see, 7.2 minus 6.2 equals to 1. 1 over 6.2 equals to, you have a 16% upside, and the downside is actually technically it's this point. This line is 4.89. So 4.8, let's see, 6.2 minus 4.8 equals to 1.4. See, my brain is faster than the calculator. Divided by 6.2 equals to 22% downside. So if we do a top and downside analysis, we will realize that, hey, the stock might have a bigger downside than any upside. But the entire market momentum is actually going up, especially we probably will see a rebound tomorrow, because if you guys watched actually this video is going to be posted before the debt ceiling video, right? So around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, when you see it, probably 10 o'clock today, PST, you guys will see the debt ceiling video. And if you watch the debt ceiling video, you will know that the probability of US default in debt is literally lower than 0.01%. Therefore, if it's not gonna default, therefore the debt ceiling is just gonna increase, and therefore people's gonna flood some money back in the market, because September 28th is the day where people panic sell a lot of their stocks. And then at the MMAT movement here is really irregular. So let's talk about upsides and downside. So you have an upside of 16% and you have a downside of 22%. Right, negative 22. So if we evenly allocate those, then you will probably have around a, evenly allocate. That's probably like negative. You have a negative overall, sort of like a 6% safety stop loss. But in reality, because the market momentum is super good, you're looking at somewhere in the middle. So let's do somewhere in the middle. You're actually looking at a soft upside around 5%, right? So if we do the math, it's pretty safe, right? 6.2 times 1.05 equals 6.5. So that means the $6 call, if tomorrow it opens around 6.08 or 6.11, then the $6 call is going to be pretty profitable in terms of like a 1 to 3 day exit. We're assuming that it's going to keep going up like everybody's saying. But if it pull down, then we probably will see a 5.68-ish again. Then, if you guys think that it's just going to be positive news all the way until about, October 18th or around like October 14th, then the $6 call is going to be super great too. And if you guys are like me, who like to, bet on the long-term trajectory of rebound, recovery, or going back, then, while the movement is up, sell some cover calls for some premium, right? So yeah, I think this is it for this video, and hopefully you guys love it. And I do think MMAT does have a potential to run up over $7, but it really depends on whether A, the market allows it, B, if there's volume for it, and C, how the general market is really reacting to this little merger bubble we're seeing here. Because even if the actual true value of nanotech is $1.25 per share, then technically speaking, if we use the $4 fair value price, which in reality I do think the stock worth about $3.8, then the actual fair value of the stock is $5.25. But remember that very old D-Lock video, back in the old days, I was posting stuff about the price floor of MMAT, about $6.62 as a price floor. The reality is, due to the fact that they acquire a company that technically produces revenue, this number will actually go up. So without doing a very interesting calculation or detailed calculation, let's just eyeball it to $7, right? then you will see this range that you can play with. You can play option with, you can trade swing with, you can trade, day trade with, whatever you want, right? So you see a very interesting range here that we can make money from. And realistically speaking, when the stock reaches $7, then all of the investors are going to reevaluate whether it's time to get it to $7.2 or, start dumping it. Because it's going to be another pump and dump sort of situation here, because people just treat this as another merger. Anyways, maybe you guys are going to ask me a very interesting question because you see the blue line. So if you want to know what these blue lines are meant, just leave a comment down below. And hopefully I will address it in the next video. Anyways, hopefully, you guys love this video. Smash a like button. If you haven't sub to this channel, because you will get 10 years of good luck if you do so. Alright, see you guys on the upside.